guys, welcome back to another video. In today's video, we are doing a little challenge. You guys know I'm a sucker for a good challenge. And today I want to see how many pumpkins I can make in today, before the end of today. Today I did wake up a little bit early and it dawned on me I have my Sentro. I will be using my Sentro to make some pumpkins. I did this last year for fall, during the fall season, and my pumpkins did really well. So I want to make some pumpkins with my Sentro, but I also do want to crochet some pumpkins as well. I went to Michael's after we dropped off the kids. My husband and I went to Michael's and we got some wool ease, some thick yarn, Lion Brand. I wanted to crochet some of those, so let me show you what I have so far. It has been a while since I've used my Sentro, so it's still kind of like a learning process for me. I didn't make too many last year, so this one does have a couple imperfections, so I don't know if I'm going to use these. I still will stuff them and see how they are, and maybe just sell them like at a really discounted price, like just the ones that are misfits or something like that. So I have this color. I will just fill it up and then cinch it right here and then do the little pumpkin indents. And then I have this second one. This one was 80 rows and this one was 100 rows. I still don't know which size I want to go for, but those were the two Sentro ones that I did this morning. And then I did want to do like some smaller pumpkins that are crocheted, and this is the colorway that it came out, and it's really nice. I really like the stripy effect. So I will just go ahead and stuff and then close it up here and do the indents again for the pumpkin. So what I think I want to do is make as many as I can right now, and then later on, probably during football, we have football tonight, so maybe later on tonight I will stuff, I will do all of that. We'll see how I go about it, but I want to check in with you guys every couple hours and show you guys everything that I've made thus far. I do have a market in 2 days on Saturday the 27th. Today is Thursday the 25th, so I do kind of just want to get lost in crocheting and making stuff today. I went through my own stash, my acrylic stash here, just to see what I had, what colors I had, and all of that, just to see what I can play around with. So I do still have one more of these cakes. These are the Karen Cinnamon Swirl Cakes, and it is a really nice cake. I do very much like it. This is in the color Heat Wave, and it worked up really nicely. Honestly, for these, I do like this style of pumpkin rather than the stripy Sentro one, because it does come out very stripy in the Sentro. But this one, it's like vertical stripes, so I do like the vertical stripes a little bit more. So I will use this up, but maybe double strand and do crocheted pumpkins for this one. I have Big Twist is really good with the Sentro. The Sentro loves some yarns. It does not like other yarns, so that is kind of where I am a little stuck on what to use my Sentro with, but it does really like the Big Twist value. And I do have some in this orange, really bright orange. It's super nice color. I really like it. I also do have this Big Twist value. This one, I don't remember the name, but I think it's like Rust, but it's a really nice rusty orange. I still have a little bit of this left after I made those 3 pumpkin skeletons, so I have that. And then I found this. This is the Red Heart Granny Square, where you don't have to change color and do all of that. It all supposedly comes in one. I've seen the videos. The only reason I got it was because it was $4 at Walmart. It was on their clearance shelves, and I wanted to give it a try, but honestly, I don't see myself using it for granny squares. Plus I have 2 of these, so I'm gonna see how this works up in the Sentro and give it a whirl. I am very interested to see how the stripes and everything come together as a pumpkin, so very intrigued to try this one. So I will be trying this one. I also do have this really beautiful loops and threads. I got this when I went to Arizona with, I went yarn shopping with Gigi, and I got this there. I'm trying to see the color. the color just says number 26. It's this really beautiful, oh, it says juniper. So the color is juniper. It's really pretty purple, blue, purple. It has some hues of blue. It has some greens, really light, like slime green. I really like that color. And then the royal purple in there. It's super pretty. So I am very interested to see how this works up in the Sentro. Very interested on this one as well. I also found in my stash this Yarn Bee sugar wheel in a licorice jelly bean. And this one is 100% acrylic, I believe. And this is the gradient. It's like a gray to black. And I really like this color. I'm thinking this would be really cool for like some dark pumpkins. Really, really cool. So I want to see if this works well on the Sentro or if it's too thick for the Sentro. And if it is too thick for the Sentro, then I will just crochet this one by hand. Next, I did also find in my stash, I have DIY Glow Cozy by Lion Brand. This is their white color and it's 100% polyester, but it does glow in the dark. This one is super cool. It only has 78 yards, so maybe making like tiny little pumpkins, leaving them out in the sun and seeing if they glow at night. These would probably be really, really cool. So I have 2 of these. I'll make a bunch of little tiny pumpkins and see how those work up. And then I did also have this really thick dusty terracotta. This is the Lion Brand Perfectly Plush. It is a much thicker yarn. I'm thinking just winging it and seeing how big I can make a pumpkin with just this one skein. This is all the only skein I have in this color. So I think just working it up and seeing how that goes will be fun. And then I can have like a fuzzy pumpkin on my table as well. Let me show you the yarn that I got from Michael's and then we'll start getting everything going. So I did have a $10 voucher for Michael's and there was a coupon for 25% off a regular price. So I paid about 20 bucks for this little haul. I got 4 of these woolies thick and quick from Lion Brand. This one is in the color Toasted Almond and it's a really pretty like black with like little blotches of brown in there. I thought this would be like a really nice like dark pumpkin with some brown in there. Really, really cool. I like this color. I'm excited to work this up and see how big I can make a pumpkin and see how many pumpkins I can get out of one skein. Hopefully, fingers crossed, I can get 2 pumpkins out of one skein, but we'll see depending on how big I make it, the size and all of that. So, and this has 87 yards. I also did get this white, it's called Starlight. It's like this off-white with some gold sparkle in it. So this is the same. Oh, this one actually has 92 yards in it. This is same wool ease in thick and quick. And then I also did get just some classic orange. This one is in the color Pumpkin. And this one has 106 yards. I think it's kind of funny that they all have just a little bit of a different yardage on them. But this one is the pumpkin color. I did also just get a darker orange. This one is in the color Spice. This one has 106 yards in it. So that is all of the yarn that I have to work with. I'm super excited. I will end up hand cranking some of these right now just to start. I do have a little hand drill and the attachment on my Sentro. But this one is kind of dead, so I have to charge it right now. So I'm going to charge this. I'm going to hand crank some until I get tired. Then I'll move over to crocheting. And yeah, so I'm just going to take you guys along. I'm literally just going to sit here, listen to some music. I just really want to get lost in crocheting today. So I will come back and update you guys a little bit as we progress during the day. So I'll see you back in a little bit. Guys, so we have been working for almost 3 hours. It is almost time to go pick up the boys, so let me go ahead and give you guys a run through of everything we've made so far, and it's quite a bit. I'm actually really surprised on how much of how focused I was able to get and get a lot of stuff done. So none of this is finished off. I still have to stuff, weave, and do the indentations, and then the stem and the leaf for the pumpkin. So this is Big Twist. This is all I have from this, and I was able to get 2 knitted pumpkins out of this, and it's really, really nice. My Sentro really loves Big Twist value. It is such a smooth yarn. It just glides on that one. There is other yarns that it has so much trouble and it's finicky, but Big Twist value, I normally never have a problem. So I'm very happy I made this one and this one. So I have 2 in this like rusty burnt orange. Next, I did use the same Big Twist value, and I used the bright orange. I think it's just regular orange, the color name. I was able to get 2 out of this as well. Each of these I did 100 rows. So each pumpkin is 100 rows. So I got another 2, that's a total of 4. I ended up doing some crocheting as well because my hand was getting tired of cranking the Sentro. So I went ahead and picked up the Yarn Bee Perfectly Plush in Dusty Terracotta. And I made this huge pumpkin, and I have enough to do the indentations, close it up, but it's such a big pumpkin. I really like this one. I freehand everything. So this one I started off with 8 in the magic ring, and then I increased until I did 2 stitches increase all the way around. So I believe that was 32 stitches, and then I went for 6 rows of 32 stitches, and then I decreased to 2 stitches, a decrease, 2 stitches, a decrease, until we got to 8 again at the top. So that is what I did with this one. I am really happy with the size. The size came out perfect. I used a 15.75 millimeter hook, which is like the biggest hook I have, and it is plastic. And since it was super big, I had to use a lot of my shoulder, and I was already cranking. So I am happy that I only had one big project that I had to do with that. So I am done with this. This one was really nice, but it did take a lot of work. Next, I did also crochet the Lion brand. This one is in the color Pumpkin, and it's the Wool Ease Thick and Quick. I was experimenting which size of hook I wanted to use. I did start off with a 9 millimeter hook, but the holes in the crochet was too large for my liking. I felt like the polyfill was going to come out very easily. So I went ahead and sized down to a whole size down to 8 millimeter hook, and I really like this, the size of this. I ended up doing a chain of 21 and then 20 half double crochets all the way down the chain. And then I did a back loop half double crochets 20, and then chain 1, turn, and do a back loop half double crochets. So that's all I did. I did, I think, a total of like 27, 28 rows. Honestly, I just winged it until I felt like it was a good size to wrap around. This is what it turned out. I did end up sewing up, close the bottom, so that way I can just fill it here and then close this up. And then I'm still debating whether I'm going to do indentations on this one. I'm not sure, just because the ribbing is really nice and I feel like it gives it like the natural indentations. But again, that's when we finish it off and I'll figure it out. I'm just winging all of this, guys. I did end up having a little bit left over of the Wool Ease Thick and Quick. So what I did was I made a mini pumpkin. This one I chained 11 with the same 8 millimeter hook, and then I did about 15 rows, and then I slip stitched it closed, and then I did end up closing the bottom so that way I can just stuff and then close the top, and see how it's just really nice already indented. So I'm not sure if I'll indent this one as well, but I will definitely put a stem and a leaf on this one. All right, so this might be my favorite yarn I have ever used on the Sentro. I had the loops and threads, the facet acrylic. This one was in the color Juniper, I believe. Yeah, Juniper. And it glided so nicely on the Sentro. I have never had a yarn that was just so smooth. The Big Twist is smooth on the Sentro. However, this loops and thread facet is beautiful. It just glided so nicely. It was so smooth. There was no tugging, nothing. It worked up so nice. And honestly, the color is just perfect for Halloween. I really love this color. I am super excited to get another voucher for here, if you guys can see a little bit better. I'm really excited to get another voucher for Michael's so I can get some more of this yarn, because that is exactly what I'll be using the voucher for, because this yarn is absolutely beautiful and it works up so nicely. I have never been super excited to make any wearables on my Sentro just because of the trouble that I have with my Sentro. The only yarn that I've found that works very well is Big Twist Value. So finding this yarn and seeing how smooth it worked on the Sentro and seeing the stitches, the definition, the color, I might be interested in making a wearable with this yarn with my Sentro. Upcoming projects, possibly, we'll see. So all in all, in the last 3 hours that we've been working, I have 9 pumpkins that I just need to go ahead and stuff and finish off, and I think that's really good progress. I will be having to go pick up the kiddos in a little bit. I might take a project just to work in the car while I wait for them to get to the car. So I think I might just pick up this one, another Woolies, just see if I can work this up. I am interested in seeing how this one, oh, I did try the red heart on the Sentro, and it was just giving me such a difficult time. It was losing stitches. If you guys can see how bumpy and like the stitching right here, there's holes. The Sentro did not like this red heart. I was having so much trouble. There were so many holes in the knitting, so I didn't feel comfortable just continuing to go. I would rather save this yarn for something else. I'm not sure what. I honestly did not even really care for the pattern that it was coming out, so I might have to find something else to do with that yarn. Not too sure on that. I think I will be crocheting this in the car, and then I'll come back and update you guys once I have maybe some pumpkins completely finished. And then yeah, so that's the little update. 3 hours of work, not too bad. I will see you guys in the next clip. All right, so it is 10:10. I've been up since 3 o'clock in the morning. It's been a long day, and I'm ready to go ahead and wrap this video up. I'm just gonna go ahead and show you guys what I made today. I started at 3 a.m. in the morning. I've been working on and off. This afternoon I didn't really get much done. I didn't have that much time. It was just during the time that the game was on, which was like a good 3 hours more. So let me go ahead and just show you guys the finished pumpkins. All I need to do, they're not complete. All I need to do is still crochet just the stem and the leaves, which that I can just finish tomorrow, and I'll be able to have them ready to go for my market on Saturday. So let me show you what I have. So we did do this beautiful pumpkin. This was with the this was with the loops and thread facade in the color Juniper, and it's super pretty. I really like this one. I made 2 of these. So we have these 2 pumpkins. We also have this was in the Big Twist Value. This was in the color orange. I was able to get 2 of these pumpkins, and these are really good size. I really like how these turned out. I also had this like rusty orange color. I was able to get 2 pumpkins out of that skein, and I really like the size of these as well. Really nice. So I have those. At 3 o'clock in the morning, I was able to use the Sentro for these two, like I showed you guys, but honestly, the imperfections on these are kind of really noticeable. I was still getting into the groove of using the Sentro after not using it for a while, so I just didn't feel comfortable stuffing these and selling them just because they have a little bit too many imperfections for my liking. So I just chose not to even bother finishing those off just because the quality was not going to be to my standard and I didn't want to sell something that was too defective like that. So I did end up doing some crocheted pumpkins as well. These are with the Lion brand Wool Ease Thick and Quick. This one is in that white. So I did use an 8mm hook. I chained 21 for these and then did 20 half double crochets, and then I did, I believe, 28 rows, give or take, on my big ones. 28 rows of back loop half double crochets, and then I just slip stitched it together, the seams, and closed up the hole at the bottom and closed up the hole at the top, and then stuffed. And that's how I got these. I will be, again, finishing up the stem later or tomorrow, and then just adding it on before my market for Saturday. I did not have very much of that one left, so I did end up doing a smaller pumpkin just to go with this one. Actually, stacking it like this would be super cute, but this one, for the little one, I did a starting chain of 11 with the same 8mm hook. Then I did 10 half double crochets. I ended up doing about 16 to 18 rows of back loop half double crochets, stitched up the seams together, and then closed the top, stuffed, and closed the bottom, and then did the indentations for the pumpkin. I freehanded this, so it's not perfect. The directions I just gave, it was just a rough estimate. But that's how I made these two. And then I just followed the same for the other woolies that I had. I made this one in, I believe this one is called Spice. And this one again is the same 20 half double crochets. I had enough for a little small one, which this one is 10 half double crochets. So I have a large and a small. I also did the same for the color pumpkin, 20 half double crochets back loops. And then I did also have enough for the smaller one, which was 10 half double crochets back loop. This one I did do a 5.5mm hook. This one is the same yarn, the Karen cake, that I used with this one. I did this one this morning at 3 o'clock in the morning. I used a 5.5mm hook, and I believe I did 20 stitches, and I did 20 half double crochets, and then I did about 25 rows of back loop half double crochets. And then I finished it off the same way, slip stitched the edges together, and then closed up the bottom, stuffed, and then closed the top. So that is how I got this one, and I really like the color of this one, all the different stripes. And then for my final pumpkin that I made today was this one. This one was in the Dusty Terracotta from Yarn Bee. Again, I used a 15.25 or 75mm hook, the plastic hook. It was really big. It used a lot of shoulder. This did take a lot of stuffing, but it is so soft. It's incredibly soft. So this one is really big, really cuddly. I really like this one, even just for like the couch, just to sit on top of the couch. So I'll make a big stem and a curly little leaf to go on top of this one as well. All in all, I am really happy. I was able to make 14 pumpkins today. I started at 3 a.m. this morning. Now it's 10 o'clock. I made 14 pumpkins, just finishing off the stems tomorrow. I'm really excited that I was able to make this challenge today, just because my intentions for this week was not even to market prep, but now I have 14 pumpkins that I can add to my inventory, which I'm super excited for this market. I am so happy with the end result of this challenge that I did today. So thank you guys so much for coming along with me on this video. If you guys were crocheting something, please make sure to leave me a comment down below and share with me what you guys were working on. Please don't forget to hit the like button. I will leave you guys here. Thank you guys so much, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye!